You know, I see John as coming out of neo-expressionism, obviously, and urban street art, but his vision is wholly unique. Within any single painting, he's addressing a lot of different things, and he's hitting on everything, whether it's race relations or the environment, gentrification in the city that he lives in, even the cultural clash between the digital age and tradition. Some of his references to the gaming world and the computer world I don't even understand, but he's always addressing things that are relevant to our culture right now, not just New Orleans, but a national culture as well.
I guess what I wanted people to see when they see my work is just the idea of a guy that's like a person of color in the South, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's just trying to show people that, you know, the dynamics of how people think in the South could be looked at differently. A different, you know, look of the Rubik's Cube. I never wrote in a diary, but it definitely feel like some type of journal, diary type of aspects to it, because I try to paint people I know, at least, so I can be able to talk about it and people can be able to read whatever I write about it. I try to make it a little bit of a documentary.
There's always like innuendo, double entendre, secret codes that he's embedding. When you talk with John about the painting, he'll ask you what you see to know what he's gotten away with, and then he'll explain what each mark means. So you can really spend time with this work, and as you live with it, learn more. You'll find these things that he's hidden in there.
I'm always trying to figure out what to create next and how to improve my abilities. So when I look at this collection of works in here, you know, it's definitely an inspiration to keep pressing forward and keep creating.
I wanted to focus on an artist who is from St. Louis. What's interesting about Vaughn's practice is that he is letting the city infuse itself into his life and into the work. This city has a big history of resistance and social justice movements, so I think he's really building off of the energy of this place.
I would drive around so many parts of my city and my town, and I saw so much deconstruction of things that had took so long to grow and to build. When I speak about divisions of my practice and divisions here, those are very rooted within the Delmar divide, or how we structure the St. Louis City versus St. Louis County. That became a way for me to talk about the metaphors of society. There is a persistence that every artist has in St. Louis. People in St. Louis are very accustomed to change and willing to fight for change in the city.
He is kind of working up against what we expect painting to be. I think that's kind of a reflection of the resistance that we feel in the city in terms of protest and pushing against oppression. I think he's really pretty rebellious in the way that he makes his works.
I think there is an obsession with newness and freshness. I'm exhibiting torn paintings. I see tattoos as a story, I see scars as stories. I'm living my practice within that as a way to speak about the circumstances of humans, of our time, of our society.
I really appreciate that Vaughn's practice isn't telling us what to think, but is really just opening up a conversation for us to bring our own perspectives and ideas to.
Renata thinks of herself as using clay and other materials in a way that's similar to archaeology, creating objects that could be found from different points in history. As a result, her work has a very kind of architectural feel to it, where she has arches and columns, creating layers, and seeing that for me was really exciting.
When I walk, I like to find architectural elements or details that I think, oh, that could work formally. And that catches my eye, and I'm like, oh, that I could use, or where have I seen it before, and make connections that way. There's something about this geological process over time. It's like this cracked rock that has compressed and broken off and separated. All of those things that take thousands of years. That is fascinating to me, and I am trying to condense into a few hours, 2 days within the kiln. If people can pick up on that, on the time and labor, I've already communicated something that is important to me, that it's things need to take time. Language is a thing that I think I need to learn to use more as a medium and not so much as a descriptor. It all started whenever I came to the US a few years ago and I started speaking English a lot. And wondering how language affects not only how we carry ourselves in the world, but also how our physicality. I started thinking about how changing that role would change the physicality of material. I wanted glaze to become something else. What if it becomes the structure? So glaze doesn't speak the language of surface anymore, but it speaks the language of structure. It has been a very long road. I have been really experimenting and it has been a lot of failure. I don't think of myself as a pioneer or anything like that, but I do want my exploration with breaking those boundaries and stepping outside of the comfort zone of the technique to be my own.